Hello, welcome to Mondays on the Mount. Today is March 21st, 2022, and this is episode number 8. Recently, my family and I traveled to San Francisco, California. While we were there, we were touristing pretty hard and we visited Alcatraz Island. One of the most prominent structures on the island is the Tall Lighthouse. Built in 1854, the Alcatraz Lighthouse was the first to be constructed on the West Coast. Originally, it was 50 feet tall, but in 1909, the lighthouse had to be rebuilt so that it could be seen over the newly constructed prison. Lighthouses are designed to guide ships through darkness. They provide a safe route when things are the most dangerous. In San Francisco Bay, there are swift currents and rocky shores, not to mention huge ships that can be hazardous. But in the midst of the danger and the darkness, the light shines. As I saw that lighthouse, I was reminded of a similar analogy in the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus tells his followers that they are the light of the world. They're like a city on a hill. They are like a lamp in a house. Jesus goes on to say that his followers should never hide their light. Instead, they should let it shine by doing good works which glorify God. What are examples of good works? James 2 tells us that pure religion is caring for widows and orphans. Though not exclusive, James highlights those who are particularly in need and vulnerable. 1 Peter 2 talks about living a good life so that you will not be accused of doing anything wrong. He goes on to echo Jesus' words, saying that good works glorify God. Finally, Jesus himself shows us the importance of demonstrating compassion towards marginalized people in our society. Primarily people who are sick and the poor. When our ferry approached Alcatraz Island, the lighthouse is the first thing that is visible. And it got me thinking, when people in the world see Christians, what is the first thing that they see? Does the world see our good works first? Does the world see us caring for orphans and widows first? Does the world see us serving the poor? Or are Christians known first for our political causes, our doctrinal stances, or maybe even our latest social media posts? These things aren't necessarily bad, but they shouldn't be the most prominent parts of our lives. When the world sees our good works, God is glorified and people are drawn to Christ. It's been a couple of weeks since I have posted a video, and so I want to draw us back to our focus this year on memorizing the Sermon on the Mount. And seeing the multitudes, he went up on the mountainside. And when he sat down, his disciples came to him, and he opened his mouth and he began to teach them, saying, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when people revile you and persecute you and say all kinds of evil against you falsely for my sake. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. For so they persecuted the prophets before you. You are the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its flavor, how then can it be seasoned? It's good for nothing except to be thrown out and trampled underfoot by men. You are the light of the world. A city which is set on a hill cannot easily be hidden. Nor do they light a lamp and place it under a basket, but on a stand, so that it may give light to all who are in the house. Let your light so shine before men, so that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." Thanks for tuning in to Mondays on the Mount. We will see you next week.